Hey guys, welcome to the channel and to part 4 of my F1 2022 fantasy team season. We just had the Australian Grand Prix yesterday morning, got up nice and early at 20 past 4. The race started at 6, so it was kind of weird having the whole Sunday after a race to do whatever I wanted to do. The race itself I found a little boring. Wasn't many overtaking spots in that, but it is what it is. Before we get into this video though, please check out my my Motorsport Manager F1 2022 mod Australian Grand Prix. I'm doing a season with McLaren, so on the off weekends, the non-racing weekends, I'll be doing some gaming content, some other content hopefully down in the future. So I've started off with a Motorsport Manager F1 2022 mod season as McLaren, and please watch to the end because I don't know how, but we made those tyres last. But anyway, let's get back to this weekend that's just gone. So this is F1 Fantasy Tracker. It's a site that I've been using for the last few weeks that I found after the first week. I really like it. I find it quite informative. But in terms of the race results, obviously the top three were Charles Leclerc, he scored 49 points, Sergio Perez 35 points, and George Russell 33 points. The bottom scorers were Sebastian Vettel -7, Alonso -5, Carlos Sainz -5. Mercedes were the highest scoring team, and Aston Martin were the lowest scoring team. Don't know what's going on with Vettel. I think maybe he come back too early from his COVID recovery. He just seemed off. Alonso it just went all upside down for him, and Sainz, silly mistake. I think he knows that. Congrats to Russell for getting on the podium. Perez, great for second place, and of course Leclerc is just on fire at the moment. Obviously Max had to stop because there was that funny smell, the fuel, I believe it was. And so yeah, next up we've got Imola in 2 weeks. So let's get into picking my team. Just before I do though, Albon making those tyres last 57 laps, pitting right at the end and scoring a point, so congrats to him. And my team McLaren finally picking up some decent points. Norris and Ricciardo finishing in 5th and 6th, really happy about that. So first of all, let's go to my team. So these are the scores for this week, from this weekend for me. Excuse me. So Sainz -5 points because he had that retirement. So he did get into Q3, qualified in 9th, but obviously he had that retirement, so he gets -5. Just picking up on this, I've been looking up regarding the streaks. So if your driver qualifies in the top 10 5 races in a row, he's then on a streak, so he scores more points. Finishes in the top 10 5 races in a row, same thing, scores more points. And for a constructor, if both drivers are in the top 10 for qualifying or top 10 for a race, it's a streak. Unfortunately for me, Sainz having a DNF, that's ruined his streak, and it's ruined the Ferrari streak, which is my constructor. Leclerc, my turbo driver, a whopping 98 points. Look at this. Race first place 25 points, qualifying first 10 points, race fastest lap 5 points, Q3 finish 3 points. He beat his teammate 3 points, qualifying beat teammate 2 points, race classified 1 point. And being my turbo driver, he scores double points, and yeah, his value's going up. He's gone up to 800,000 for the season within 3 races. He's just on fire, he really is. Gasly, I'm going to get to this in a minute. The AlphaTauris, they're struggling, and yeah. So let's see. He gained 2 positions, giving him 4 points. He beat his teammate Tsunoda 3 points. Qualifying beat teammate 2 points. Q2 finished 2 points. Race 9th place 2 points. Race classified 1 point. Perez 35 points, so great result for him, finishing in second, 18 points, qualifying third, 8 points, Q3 finish 3 points, beating his teammate 3 points, race positions gained 2, race classified 1, and I think that was kind of redemption really, given what happened in Jeddah. So I'm really happy for him. He deserves it. He's a good driver. He's a safe pair of hands. I know Max is number one at Red Bull, but Perez really does deserve a car that can get results. Red Bull are struggling at the moment with their cars, but congrats to Perez. And of course Tsunoda, the other AlphaTauri, QT finished 2 points, race classified 1 point, but he lost 2 positions, -4. He had a bad race. Constructor Ferrari 44 points. It's basically a combination of Sainz and Leclerc. So you can see the points there. I won't go into all these because they're pretty much the same. In the leagues, so the DM McLaren F1F Open. So this is a free league just for fun. Please feel free to join. And the current leader is Yo Pierre. You want to come out? I'm currently in second in that one. Let's go Global League. Global League. Where am I sitting? Oh, sorry. So I'm 380,000th, and the current top team is Max Vem by Joel S, sitting at the top. In the United Kingdom League, I am 76.9 thousandth. Sorry, United Kingdom League. And that says Bahrain to Abu Dhabi. I don't know if this has actually been updated yet. It's Monday evening, but anyway, let's have a look. Jean-Pierre Racing by Jordan L, currently sitting at the top by a single point in the United Kingdom League. I know it does say Australia, okay. The McLaren League, 70,000th, I should say. Top in this league is Keith D by Keith D, 2 points leading the McLaren League. And in my own private league with some colleagues, I'm apparently first, but they are actually ahead of me in total scoring. I know this because we had a discussion about it earlier, so that could be wrong. But let's go back to the team. Hang on. Teams, come on. So yeah, and that's actually my colleague's team there, as you can see. Let's get back into my team. So that brings us to Imola. Now, I know who I'm getting rid of, and this is probably going to be obvious, but it's the two AlphaTauris. They're struggling. They're really, really struggling. I don't actually want to pick yet. Can I? No, I don't want to discard, but I don't want to pick yet either. Okay, I'm going to have to, this is kind of annoying, I'm going to have to do it one by one. Okay, in that case, I'm going to have to do this a little differently to how I was hoping to do this. So I know which 4 drivers I'm looking at as replacements, and that is Ocon, Norris, Bottas and Kevin Magnussen. Now, I was hoping I could get rid of Gasly and Tsunoda in one go, and then decide who I was going to get rid of. Who I was going to bring in. So Gasly is currently at 13.1 million. Tsunoda is at 8.4, and I've got plus 0.5 to spend. Brains all over the place tonight. So I'm going to go back to Fantasy Tracker, and this is why I like Fantasy Tracker, because it gives you the price changes. You see up here everyone that's gone up, plus teams, Hamilton's gone down, changes since the last race, and then here you have current price, season start price and points per million. So this gives you how many points per million of their value that they're scoring. Now, obviously, this is subjective because obviously Lewis Hamilton at 30.4 million as the current price, unless he's getting really good results, it will be low. So, for example, Leclerc is on 18.8 million and he's got 2.46 because he's winning races, so he's proving his value, if I put it that way. Whereas down here, you'll see Kevin Magnussen is only 6 million, yet he has 2.61 points per million, or ppm, I've been calling it, points per million. Now, I said Ocon, Norris, Bottas, K-Mag are my choices. So let's go through them one by one. Ocon is currently at 12.6 and he is on 1.61 ppm. Norris is 15.7 million at 1 ppm. Bottas is 9.5 million and he's at 1.4 ppm, but remember he did have that retirement in Jeddah, so he has had one retirement. K-Mag is obviously the cheapest at 6 million, but he does have a good 2.61 ppm. So I think if I was to even this out, Gasly is 13.1 million. Okay. So I would swap him with either Ocon or Norris. Now, Norris is actually more expensive than Gasly, so I think that's going to make us go for Ocon. So let's get rid of Gasly, and we will bring in Ocon. Where are you? There he is. 12.6 million. Is that the same? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm bringing in Ocon. His value's actually gone down, but in my first video, I wasn't confident in the Alpines, sorry, but they are actually doing better than I thought. And I did mention this in the last video, but you get free subs each race weekend. I thought it was 6 free subs for the season. That was a mistake. But anyway, so that's Ocon. Now, so Ocon's now in the team. And then we're going to get rid of Tsunoda. So it would be between. So Tsunoda is 8.4 million. And I said Bottas or K-Mag. Now, K-Mag didn't have a great race in Australia. Bottas did have a good race. K-Mag is a favourite at the moment, but I'm wondering if Bottas, with the experience, is probably more reliable. I know Bottas scored 20 points this weekend because he's in my colleague's team. So I think I'm going to play it safe this week, and I'm going to go with K-Mag, just because Bottas has had that one DNF, and I think it was a mechanical reason. So, and I'm sort of playing I'm sort of point hunting here as well, because K-Mag does have the highest points per million. So we'll go K-Mag, and that will leave me with a little bit of money as backup if I need to change again for, I believe it's Spain. So I think that is going to be my Imola Grand Prix fantasy team. I think I have dropped in the league tables. I'm not going to use my turbo driver because Sainz's streak has stopped. So we'll see how Leclerc's and Perez's streaks keep going. And and I'm not going to use my wild card either because there's no reason to yet. So there you have it, guys. I think I've covered everything. My total value was just over the 100 million limit, but it's fine because we've replaced drivers within the budget. So yeah, like I say, guys, if you haven't yet, please check out my Australian Grand Prix in Motorsport Manager last week. That was a lot of fun. I'm actually holding off playing until the next video that I do, which will probably be next weekend, because obviously Imola's in 2 weeks, so I'm hoping to do an Imola Grand Prix on Motorsport Manager next weekend. And just on the side note, I'm moving at the end of the month, so I apologise if any videos are late or delay, or don't happen or whatever. But the F1 Fantasy Team videos, they will happen. But on the off weekends, if there's no video, please, I apologise. It's just I'm in the process of moving at the end of the month, and I'll try and get the internet as soon as possible, obviously, so that we can continue. I think that's everything, guys. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you want to follow my team throughout the fantasy season, then please subscribe. And let me know how your team's doing. Any thoughts on my team? Who would you change? Would you have gone for Bottas rather than K-Mag? Would you have tried to sacrifice someone else and bring Norris back in? Because we actually started with Norris in the first video. How does your team compare to mine? How are you doing? Are you doing well? Is your team kind of struggling? And yeah, and I hope you're enjoying the content, and I'm hoping to build on this over the next year or so.